Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Nina's Chelsea Corner. If you're new around here, it's time for another match review looking at Chelsea 2, West Ham 1. It wasn't pretty, it was difficult, but do you know what? It's fine because in the end, it's the result that matters, and this was a must-win game. We're back into the top 4. We capitalised on results this weekend, which literally opened a door for us, so there was no room for error. And when we went 1-0 down, I was just sat there thinking, yeah, my goodness, this isn't good. But let's take it to the beginning, guys, because we saw the lineup and we saw, wow, finally, Philip Jorgensen gets the start. Robert Sanchez dropped to the bench. Following a really poor performance against Manchester City, I thought, it's time to reset. We need some freshness in this team, and Jorgensen deserves his start. And so he got one. Maresca painted it out to be that he's got a little bit of time to rest, but hopefully that's time for self-reflection on everything he has done. And I think this is now Jorgensen's moment. So really happy to see him start. My next kind of raise your eyebrow moment was, well, why did Trevor Chalobah not start? And I was a bit confused by that. I wasn't entirely sure. I kind of, heard people talking behind me in the stand saying, oh, maybe it's because of physicality and height, because West Ham have a lot of it, but I'm not too sure really. But that's obviously something that we'll talk about in the game and our defence as per se. But everything else, as expected, usual business, midfield and attack. And I thought we need a reaction here. We need to come and really get 3 points today. No if, buts or maybes. So I can't lie to you guys. We tried to get the atmosphere going in the Matthew Harden lower section, but it was difficult because that first half was boring, guys. That's the only words I can use. It was poor, yeah, frustrating, yeah, but it was boring more than anything. The football we were playing was slow, lethargic, side to side, with just no creativity and no kind of new ideas of how to make things look remotely interesting on the pitch, let alone threatening for West Ham. And I thought Graham Potter, fair play, the boys gave it everything. I thought he set up West Ham quite well. They were really doubling up on our wingers. They kept kind of pushing them out every time. They were pressing quite a lot and ultimately were forcing us to make the pass backs. And for the life of us, we could not play through the middle, and I think Jackson was taken out the game completely, and anytime he did receive the ball, he couldn't turn, he couldn't kind of keep hold of the ball, and really often just lost possession. So it was very difficult, and I thought, come on, Jackson, stay strong here. But honestly, it was very difficult. I thought it was a tough game for him, and it's a combination of how West Ham played in that first half, but also just we were so void of any ideas on how to even break them down and how to actually try and come up with something creative. So it was a bit boring, guys, and the atmosphere really quickly just kind of died down Monday night. And yeah, I thought, goodness me, we really need some change here. And then, after the slow, boring football for 40 minutes, what happens? A big error at the back leads to Jared Bowen opening the scoring and breaking the deadlock for West Ham, and it's 1-0. And we're sat there thinking, goodness me, well, this could go really south, really toxic. It's deadline day, on top of everything. We've not really been proactive with the window, and obviously I'll make a separate video talking about that in more depth, but I thought that, adding with the game and everything, I think this would go really badly if we lost today. So I literally saw Mark Gue warming up literally in the first half, so my thought process that Maresca would be making subs and maybe is seeing that we need some freshness in attack is going to prove to be beneficial, because he will make subs. And the most impressive thing about Enzo Maresca yesterday was that he was so quick and proactive with substitutes. When was the last time that he made subs in the 50th minute, or 4 of them anyway in the span of 10 minutes? And it was almost like those substitutions were the game changer, because for me, when the front line changed, there was so much energy injected into us, and we at 1-0 looked like we were the ones that were 1-0 up, and we were kind of keeping the result. Yet when we kind of eventually equalised, it was almost like that gave us every motivation and ambition to fight for the winner as well. And I think that's a big testament to Pedro Neto, who came on, Mark Gue as well. Maybe not so much for his quality on the ball as such, but for his work off the ball, his runs, his pressing, his drawing defenders out with him, his kind of physicality that was quite impressive. And he's 18 years old, isn't he? Or 19, I'm not quite sure. But He's not really played in the Premier League, and you're asking him to come on and kind of change a result for you or come up with something a little bit more creative. So it's like, fair enough, I'm not really going to criticize this kid right now who's come on and shown nothing but energy and passion and hunger. And, I hope he's really not injured or anything, but it was just a great kind of energy that he brought on with him. Pedro Neto, guys, you who watch regularly will know that I'm a big fan of Neto. I think he's so good on the ball, one of the most technically gifted players in our team, second behind Cole Palmer with crossing. And I just think that he has been he's been robbed of so many assists, I think, this season, because we've been missing that kind of target man, and Jackson's not always had that box presence we need to be in the box and putting those chances away. But Neto, my goodness, running up and down, he tracks back, he helps out, he crosses regularly into the box. So obviously really, really great to see him get the equaliser. And obviously, West Ham scramble to try and get it out, and they don't, and then it's Neto who puts it away, and then there we go. We are equalising. But yeah, it was just such a tough job, wasn't it, to get that first goal? But then when we did, I think everything kind of changed. The players looked like they were like, no, actually, we can't draw this game at home. Not another one. Not another draw at home. So we literally took the game by the scruff of its neck at the end, and ultimately went for that winner. And some might say that there was a bit of a lucky winner. I may say so myself. However, I think, lucky or not, sometimes you just need it on your side, and it was really great. And obviously Cole Palmer, and yeah, it could be a lucky goal, but I think, the fact that we were in that situation where we were now putting West Ham under pressure, taking it upon ourselves to take shots, that all led to that goal. So the actual finish might have been a bit lucky, because he kind of crossed it onto the ground, and then it took a deflection and hit obviously the top of the roof of the net in the top left corner. But I just think that we kind of needed it, right? And it sent Matthew Harding crazy, and there we are, we're 2-1 up. But we've always kind of felt quite vulnerable, especially with our 2-1 lead. So I did worry a little bit in the later stage of the game, but I think, with the way that we kind of took that game, West Ham almost kind of gave up now towards the end there. But really, really great, I think, in the end. And the winning feeling ultimately is just what you needed, especially after such a terrible loss to Manchester City. And we really, really needed it. Back into the top four now, guys. We are not particularly comfortable, though. We cannot rest, we cannot chill. After Brighton in the FA Cup, we will face Brighton once again away from home in the Premier League, and again we need those 3 points. Our current rivals, or rather those who are sat above us in the league, Nottingham Forest, thrashed them 7-0 not so long ago. So if we are going to be a serious top four team and we want this top four spot, we're going to have to act like one, and we're going to have to win these games. So yes, they're away. Yes, they might be tough, but honestly, we just need to get ourselves back into a winning streak now. Otherwise, guys, it's not looking good. We saw a dip in form, and we kind of gave us the benefit of a doubt that, we could maybe sort of use that as, I don't know, like a stimulus to fight back and come back and re-find ourselves, regain our identity again. But yeah, morale was a bit low throughout that period, so we really, really need to lift that again. The players need to start believing again, and I just want to see that kind of killer hunger that we have and we saw in the kind of first half of the season, where we were just kind of going at teams and just not letting them rest, being relentless in attack, and also scoring the opportunities and the chances we created. So really, really great to win it, convincing or not. We were convincing in the end in the last 25 minutes, so we'll take it, guys. Let me know how you guys feel, though, in the comments down below. Obviously, we look ahead to some FA Cup action at the weekend. Really, really exciting, and considering this is the only one we're left in now, and this is our kind of only way to get to Wembley again this season, is pretty big. And trust me, guys, I don't know about you guys, I really, really, really would love to win an FA Cup, just because the amount of finals I've now been to Wembley where we've lost, and just walking away feeling so just cursed, how can we not win a final at Wembley? That'd be huge. And obviously, yeah, you're like, Nina, why are you talking about winning an FA Cup when we're so far away right now and things are not going great? But we could do it, guys. Obviously, one hurdle at a time, but I will always go back to that Brighton game last year when obviously 1-0 in the Carabao Cup. We hadn't scored goals that month. We hadn't won games. That was one of our best performances up until that point. And the fact that we were so happy, and knowing how low we were at that point, I just want us going in with a little bit more confidence, a little bit more, what's the word, like self-respect, because we are good, we've got good quality. Sadly, we did not make the additions and reinforcements we needed in this transfer window, so it's left us a little bit short. And you know, I really hope that everyone can stay fit. And yeah, I've just realized I've gone 10 minutes this whole video without even mentioning some of our best players, Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. Like, wow, this midfield duo is just something special, isn't it? And I think the fact that Enzo Fernandez has improved as much as he has, I think Caicedo, the fact that he's been as consistent as he has, you know, regaining, like recovering balls. Like, I saw him kind of lose a ball, like he was dispossessed in midfield. He went straight back and retrieved that ball. He was like, hang on, that belongs to me. I'll take that back. Thank you very much. And I just love that hunger that he plays with it. And he knows he's good as well. And I just love it, but both of them. But guys, I can't help but feel really like at edge, or on edge rather, every time one of them goes down. I see them like going down, holding their leg, their ankle, their knee, their thigh, whatever. And I'm just like, oh my God, no, please don't get injured, because I think that would be one of the most damaging things that could happen. That would send me over the edge. But let's end this on a positive, guys. We won. We're back in the top 4. Now we have to win games. And that's all. And we can just put this kind of rough patch in winter to bed, and we won't ever mention it if we go on a winning streak now. Can we do it? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button as well. Helps the channel out massively. Thanks so much for all your support as always, guys. Thank you. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you soon. Up the Chels.